Welcome back to another game of Netrunner from the San Rafael regionals. I am almost done with these videos. It's taken me a long time. So this is a game featuring Davis on the right, playing Replicant Perfection. He was the Replicant Perfection player in the last video. We have Andrew on the left. So we are getting towards the end here of these elimination rounds. Only 3 more games after this one. And so both these players, extremely good players in Bay Area. Seen them at many tournaments. Andrew, I had in one of the player interview in that one of the first videos I did from regionals. So he's originally from the Chicago area. Played in the regionals, I think, in New York last year. So fairly new player to this area, but been playing the game since release, and very good player. So this will be a good matchup. He's playing Gabe. So this will be a good contrast to the Andromeda matchup we just saw. And it looks like they may be keeping. I am not great about noticing if they mulligan, so if they did, I apologize. But I think that they both kept. Got a nice handshake off the start there. Friendly matchup. Replicating is replicating some ice on R&D and HQ and taking a credit. So that's a pretty standard opening against Gabe. So we got a draw off the start. Installing a ferry and something else. So that was a dirty laundry on archives for the final click. Might be a couple ferries. Yeah, I think it's 2 ferries. A little bit hard to tell with the glare.
I will install and load up a marked account. Sure. And I will draw a card. Okay.
It's got some marked accounts come up at the start and a little bit of card draw. We got 8 credits on the runner side, 6 on the corp. So he can not res while static. And he declines resing whatever ice is in front. I'm not sure what that would have been that he would have declined. Of his deck I've seen so far with the ice, I can't think of, the only thing I could think of would be Wall of Thorns. So Andrew's just throwing cards out at this point. So he gets a Corroder down, and I can't tell what that other card is. I believe it's a program. Can almost make it out, but can't quite tell.
And I will install and res a Sundew. Alright.
Alright, so Sundew getting it installed and resed.
Run R&D for my first.
Going in R&D first, so he still does not have enough to res the Wall of Thorns, if that is what is that ice there.
Draw for my 4th. Go ahead.
I will take a mandatory draw, and I will gain 1.
I'm still dying to figure out what that is. That a data sucker?
I will.
I think it might be a data sucker, because I think he was at 8 credits and now he's down to 5.
Take credit. Return.
Install, take a credit.
Alright, I gain 2 credits.
So I would love to have a sneak door here. That's an Enigma up front, so losing a click on that.
Continue.
Alright, I will then res a.
Oh, okay, that's a Zool, so he pays to get through the Enigma.
And I will also res Caprice Nisa.
Ah, I didn't know that he had Komainu in the deck, so he reses a Komainu. Pretty sure that gonna use one of these fairies here to get through the Komainu. And now the Caprice is res, but I think there's only 1 credit. That's interesting. So the runner's down to 2 credits. Oh wow! So they both bid 1, and he's able to trash the Caprice. So that was, and he gets the Nisei. So the corp was kind of signaling that he probably had agendas in HQ, just because he was really putting a lot of effort to defend it. And I believe Gabe forgot to take his 2. No, there we go. Taking his 2 criminal credits, 2 Gabe credits.
And I will draw 1.
So that was a pretty good turn for the runner. Did lose all of his money, but I think he can, if he gets over and kills the Sundew this turn, I think that would be a productive turn, and R&D is probably still open. You know, we're not getting an R&D res. That could be a Komainu in front of R&D.
R&D for my second.
And so Corp is taking...
So, ooh.
Interesting. So it's an Enigma.
Spend 2, take a loser click.
Yep, and get in.
Yep. So
Alright, so he spends a couple credits to break in the run. He loses a click. And that card goes back.
for my fourth,
I don't think he has enough to trash the Sundew now. He's doing a pretty good job getting the Corp to invest all that Drippy Con into ice. And at the same time getting through the ice, but I do worry that maybe his economy is starting to run out.
I take a mandatory draw. Sure.
Now a Siphon play is an option here. I think he has a Siphon in hand. He only really needs like one more credit to get through that Enigma. He could lose the click. He could spend the Fairy or lose his hand. So we might see a Siphon here. Yeah, because he's going to have enough credits. He's going to get 4 from... So I think a good play would be to take a credit, Siphon, and then go kill the Sundews. He draws a card. He may not have a Siphon. I thought that was a Siphon in his hand. Looks like it is. Yeah, he could be worried about a Scorched Earth, something like that. So Jackson Howard going down and using that to draw some cards. At this point, he probably his economy is looking pretty good, and the runner's not really in a position where he could go trash all that stuff. So he's probably looking for ice, would be my guess. Ice, and then maybe gonna be getting rid of maybe some agendas in his hand that he doesn't want yet. Just organizing his cards there for the camera, for the viewing public. Alright, so runner now starting off the Siphon. And putting that off by 1 turn meant that he gets to save his click. And yeah, so he has 3 clicks left on the turn.
run Jackson for my second.
He's running Jackson Howard for a second. So he's going to kill the Jackson, then probably the 2 Sundews is my bet.
I considered using him just for Caprice.
Sure, yeah.
It turns out she's pretty good.
Yeah.
So Davis there saying he was. I think Caprice is the only thing in archives, but decides to just let the runner trash it. So trashing one of the Sundews and probably trashing the second Sundew. Guess not. Maybe. So he runs into R&D, playing the Caprice game. So this will be a major pull if he gets this right. I think you spend 2. Yep, he got it. Wow. That side game. The more I watch these side games get played, the more I really like them. I think it's a really good mechanic.
I will install one.
It's definitely not random.
I will draw one. And I'll hit you.
All right, so it is essentially match point here.
I gain 2.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought that was a bad play at first to go into R&D there versus killing the Sundew, but man, it worked out. So he's going into R&D.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Not seeing anything.
Gain 1.
His plan may be just to keep doing that until R&D gets iced up some more, because he could do that every turn. It's really only costing him 2 credits if he doesn't mind losing a click.
I will install.
Sure.
Install.
Yep.
And the scoring remote is online.
Take.
So that agenda will get scored. It's pretty unlikely that
My first.
the runner would be able to get through that right now. There's a chance if he ran archives and he inside jobbed, there's a chance he could get through.
Full bank job. Yep. And then I will run Sundew. Take the bank job.
Oh wow, that's a bank job right there. You don't see that card as much anymore, but I think that's a great card, and especially against Replicating Perfection, man. And Davis scored down an NAPD. Again, like the last game, I'm sure he would have preferred that to be a Caprice, a Nisei. But points is points. And that was, man, Bank Job is so good. I need to get Bank Job into my Gabe deck next time I play Gabe. Okay, so he gets the Deus Ex out there. His Gabe deck is quite different from mine, so it's interesting to watch. And he goes into R&D. And so Sneak Door right now doesn't seem super viable because Davis probably would have scored out a different agenda if he had one in hand. NAPD, you usually don't score out unless if you don't have something better to score out. So even if Andrew has a Sneak Door, it's not really a good time to start using it. And so another ice going up above the Enigma. And unfortunately, he really needs something like a fairy to run safely there. He doesn't want his programs getting trashed. Wow, okay, so he's putting the Sneak Door down, getting rid of the Croter. Just bold play here. Bold play for regionals. He's going in Sneak Door. I mean, it's not a horrible play. He might have drawn it. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, it worked out.
I was the only card that would win, and I had a Himitsu Bako on this remote, so it had become invulnerable.
Yeah, so he's saying that was the only card that would have won. Oh, he did have another. Okay, he did have another Corroder in hand. So, wow, really bold play. But it wasn't completely crazy. He did have kind of backup plans. He had another Corroder in hand, and it worked out. So that was a pretty quick game. There's Gabe doing what he has to do to win against Replicating Perfection, and it definitely worked out. That future perfect score was amazing. That was the win right there. Because Davis would have surely scored it out otherwise. He had that remote online, and he would have just pumped that through at the right time. So I think that ends the tournament for Davis, and Andrew moves into, I believe, the top 4. The top 4 or top 6, something like that. That is the game. We will have more soon.
I only disagree because I heard